And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cloister of the Dice. I am your one and only gaming monk, better known as Mildra, and with me I have my good brothers and sisters here in my monastery. We have Lady K, Balanced Hydra, Kosi, and Joe the Fortune Teller. Uh, our remaining two members should be on the way shortly. Depending on when they get in, they will be the winners of the Doku Challenge.
Not today, kitten. Come on. Sorry, my cat is being aggressively cuddly.
That's kind.
The winner of the what challenge?
Doku. I could have swore I had informed you about the Doku Challenge. But I guess not.
I guess it's never really come up.
Yeah. Doku is a good friend of the monastery. Used to be a frequent guest. And hello there, Shiva. And because of the fact that he was always late, always fig, and occasionally drinking, anytime somebody was very, very, very late, it was dubbed that they were the winner of the Doku Challenge.
Well, you see, I guess I'm the winner then, because I'm two sessions late.
And yes, there has been some catch up that is in order, or is it catsup?
Depends on where you're from.
I think I used to have bottles that actually called it catsup.
Yeah, there
That's
is such
where
a thing.
So that's what it used to be called, but they changed the naming because there were some people who, for whatever reason, thought cats were involved.
Yeah. I wonder if those are the same people who don't know how to spell Worcestershire.
But then again, it also ketchup also didn't always wasn't always made with tomatoes, so that's why we consistently see tomato ketchup on some labels.
Yeah. The more you know.
What website are we using for Pirates game again?
Roll20.
Roll20, okay.
And knowing is half the battle. Fortune teller Joe.
There's something there. Work on it. But the last time you all were here, it was very after dealing with the fact that other people now know about this expedition.
Uh-oh.
It means things have been compromised with the fact that there were spies from two different nations who tried to get involved.
At least two different nations.
At least two different nations.
This resulted in the captain choosing to take a alternate route. Said route was meeting up with a noblewoman friend, along with carrying along some kind of relic in a large box that seems to have a lot of mechanics, but no one is allowed to see what's inside the thing.
I'd make an Indiana Jones reference, but I won't.
Your restraint is appreciated.
Another stupid question real quick. Where's our character sheets?
Go up to the little notebook next to the palette and paintbrush.
Oh. Oh, okay. And last time we got 1 something point. We got... Because I wasn't here last time, so Monk said we get, like, some kind of point or something? Or is that
Hold
just for
off
the
on
people who...
hold off on that.
Okay.
But because of because of that alternate route, you ended up meeting up with a acquaintance of the captain lieutenant, who agreed to get you passage to the next checkpoint via Porte. This meant going into the world between worlds, which even on a normal day is not the best idea.
Oh,
The the convoy that you had traveled with, half of them ended up getting lost, including the woman who set up the portal. You don't know if she was killed by the things that are in that place, or if something else happened.
mm-hmm.
Yes, you can travel across great distances with Porte. It's also extremely dangerous to do so. Mostly
Imagine,
because
imagine traveling through the warp without the Galar shields.
I mean, you can certainly get far distances. You just run the risk of getting torn apart by monsters in the process. And the question of, well, why don't we just use this to go to the new world? A Porte travel at that distance is impossible. It has been tried. The lucky ones don't come back. The unlucky ones come back in pieces. But eventually,
I would rather not be chunky salsa.
yeah. Eventually, you guys ended up at a church on the outskirts of Deshane, where things seem to have gotten even more awkward, because Deshane is in the midst of the pangs of a revolution, wanting to be independent from the rest of Montaigne, and the city is under full lockdown, full martial law.
And there's a plague going on.
Yep. So when it rains, it pours.
Yep.
Is the
And
revolution because of the plague, or the plague because of the revolution? That's the question.
It probably goes hand in hand at this rate.
to make things even worse, 50 miles out from Deshane, there is a Imperial camp, essentially a forward operating base. If worse comes to worse, they may march in on the town, and in that situation, nobody wins. Which, if either of you have seen the film Gangs of New York, you know that when the army marched into New York after the fighting got completely out of hand, both sides got slaughtered. So that is
yes, my favorite scene from Newsies.
that is the kind of situation that if things aren't dealt with accordingly, you might have the army come in and deal with it their way. And
Let
in
us hope
between,
it. Let us hope it doesn't need to come to that.
yeah. And in the midst of all of that, stuck right in the middle of this, is you lot trying to get to your ship in Deshane so you can get out of here.
And again, without causing a fuss.
You and what's left of that convoy. So, no pressure. But with that said, let me get you all a visual of Deshane so you have an idea of the kind of town you're dealing with. I do wish some of these maps were in separate files when I got the module, but it is what it is. So, last time you guys made camp just south of 11 on that image. But I think you can see why just sneaking in and getting on the boat is not going to be easy in this place.
Nope.
I can actually consider why the lockdown is so damn bloody effective. All those walls that it makes it pretty hard to enter and escape.
Mm-hmm. It's a fairly fortified area.
So where are we?
Just south of number 11 near the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get to
Probably number 5.
number 5? Oh, gods.
Yeah, pretty much. And because of the lockdown and the plague, that's the reason you've had this this civil war within the town, where a bunch of revolutionaries have set up camp. And as a result of that, we have the issue of no. While some people might be able to sneak in, since every gate is always going to have its holes. Getting the whole convoy in is not, and onto a ship is not something you can sneak, especially when you've got heavy cargo.
Well, considering sneaking in, it ain't gonna be much of an issue. Yeah. I don't suppose we may be able to enter from number 10 instead, like sneak our way in with the cargo and slowly make our way up to the port.
They probably have people watching the main
Oh, yeah.
entrances, and we can't really sneak cargo in.
There's also the fact that river isn't exactly shallow.
Mildra,
Yeah,
there's usually a group of medicants around when it comes to plagues, right?
usually.
Hmm.
what were you planning?
Arlo will look over at. Sorry, I have to remind myself of names because it's been a little bit.
Mhm.
At Keelan and Rio.
Yes.
Medicants need supplies, right? In order to deal with plague things, yes?
To make it clear, I've already tried sneaking in so that way I could talk to any of the quartermasters. I couldn't get that far in.
We have cargo, supplies. Who's to say that we are not here on orders to bring them to the Medicants in order to deal with the plague, hmm?
I don't know.
All we need is something to protect ourselves from the plague, something to cover our faces, make sure we are not infected, that kind of thing.
I look over at the lieutenant captain. What's your say on this?
If it's a means to get us onto where we need, then we don't have much in the way of a choice. Do what you need to, but get me results.
Of course. Carlo, quick question for you.
Of course.
With what we have on hand, would it be possible to make some medicine for these folk?
Carlo can whip up a couple of doses really quick, but nothing for a lot of people. No, Carlo was saying that we could say we're here with supplies for the Medicans, go in, kind of say we're heading towards them and go towards the boat, huh?
No. You're missing the point.
Hmm.
The guards are probably going to be watching to make sure we're delivering something.
Ah, Carlo understands. Okay. Well, Carlo can whip up a couple of things really quickly. Not exactly too sure how effective they'll be, but they would be a stopgap, possibly. Carlo doesn't know what kind of plague this is. There's a lot of different things that they could be dealing with, but yes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't even get that much information while I was in there.
Understood. Carlo will try to whip something up for fevers, coughing, stuffy head. Can't sleep until the morning medicine. Okay.
Don't forget there's something to do with diarrhea or something.
That's a different kind of medication. Carlo doesn't really have enough good stuff.
And Carlo drops a NyQuil. NyQuil reference.
God, someone caught it.
Good
Um,
night.
Oh.
So, it's a good thing I accidentally clicked on that. So I have 2 hero points. I'm going to spend both of them on Alchemist Knack for to make a elixir or potion that provides an immediate benefit.
All right. So that will be since you're not in an action sequence. I'm not gonna have you roll for at least 1 raise.
That's
So-
to use the alchemical concoction. Mm-hmm.
So as you get after you make the disguise that you had planned and head in, you end up heading to the gate. At which point you do see what the thing that you notice with the person at the gate is that they are not wearing a standard militia uniform. It's likely that they aren't the normal militia soldiers for this place. But they end up checking. They don't do a thorough job at checking. It's just doing the basic stuff, like just looking at it to see if anything is out of the ordinary. But I don't think he knows what he's looking for besides something out of the ordinary, quote unquote.
Oh, nice. We got Rooker's men in the gate.
Yes, barrels, crates, tarps, Okay, yeah, I think that looks okay,
Yep. But as you go through the front gates, you find yourself in the working class district of the place. The streets are dark and dirty, and but one of the things you do notice is a lot of the names within the town have been changed from Deshane to Deshan. Basically, some of them have the accents and some of them don't.
Does it look like the signs were remade, or does it look like someone just kind of scribbled out the accents?
Scribbled in the accents.
Got it.
The proper name is written as follows. The name used by the rebels is... It's hard to... It essentially is read as the same thing.
So they added the accents. Got it.
Yes. Language is weird.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
As a guy who knows the French, yeah, I can confirm that.
But and as you're going in, it's late evening, but you don't see as many people as you thought you would have in a town this size. So it's likely they're either screwing about at the tavern, or you've come in when a lot of people are asleep. But it's clear that the rebels have more or less taken over this particular district. It's also clear that the people you do see around are enforcers, gangers.
So, do we go across the bridge, or do we head towards the dock on this side? What do we do?
I say we just keep moving. The sooner we're out of this district, the better.
Right. So everyone, make sure you look like you belong here and don't look around too much, huh?
No, I thought I'd push Keegan over the bridge.
Hey, why would you do that thing?
I was being sarcastic.
At least push Pretty Boy. He floats better.
I don't know, I've been called a witch so much that I'm starting to believe it.
But in the process of that, you do see, as you go on, you do see that some streets have been barricaded with makeshift scrap, essentially. And eventually you do get to what is called the quarantine zone, but is essentially blocking off this district from the others, because the only way to get closer to where you need to go is across that bridge.
These barricades, like these people, look very miserable, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Be disturbed at how much of a common sight this is nowadays.
But eventually you are stopped by a few people that look like they are certainly not with the militia. They're with the rebels, asking you to state your business. They seem to be looking at you as if they think you're delivering supplies to the more well-off people.
Carlo's going to look very carefully at one of them, and then his eyes are just going to slowly widen in horror as he leans in close.
Are you feeling okay? You look a bit pale and sweaty. Are you okay? This plague hasn't been getting to you, has it? You've been feeling weakness, tired, angry.
Oh. For that, roll empathy with a panache approach.
Sorry. That's 4 raises.
Yep.
Woo.
He tries to put on the front, but it's clear that he's not happy about having to be on bridge duty.
Where are the...
When you look close at him, you see the circles on his eyes, so he clearly hasn't been getting much sleep.
Where are the medicals who are dealing with the plague, huh? And we are supposed to be assisting them, but here,
Carlo's going to give him one of the vials that he made before.
take this. You look... Hopefully it will help you, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But eventually you do get further in along with the cargo you're bringing with you. And even as you walk through the streets, there is a certain feeling of awkwardness. Some people, not trying to draw too much attention to it, but you see a few stares here and there, as well as some windows being shut when you walk by. You know this kind of particular motif.
Given the size of our group and everything, it'd be weird if we didn't get any weird looks.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You know what? I'll let that one slide.
It's fitting.
Like Carlos said, these people, they look very miserable.
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, this is much more common than most people would care to admit.
And funnier yet, Les Miserables takes place in France, which Montaigne is the allegory for.
Why do you think I chose it?
But
Which means that there may be guillotines in the future.
as you continue onward, you do hear a bit of commotion in the distance. Getting closer, you see that there is an agitator who is going on a very lengthy speech about the need for revolution and trying to rile up some of the other townsfolk. But with the way things are acting, there does seem to be a question mark about how this quarantine is.
Certainly it's a military grade, but at the end of the day, these are just militia and civvies, so...
If this was a quarantine, people wouldn't be walking around.
He has a point.
Indeed.
And with
Carlos keeping his eye out for any kind of medicant tents because they're supposed to be eye-catching.
Mhm.
Given how much crime and everything, I'd expect at least a tent made pure white or something.
If people are stealing from medicant tents, I have no idea what to tell you.
But you haven't seen it. The odd thing is, as you've been going in, you haven't seen any tents.
Carlo hasn't seen any sick people.
Mm-mm.
Almost as if the plague was just a pretense.
Yeah, but for this, I'd like you all to. I'd like each of you, at least those of you who want to, do a bit more investigating on what's going on here. To roll wits and notice.
I mean, I'll try.
Carlo will do his best. I take a notice risk? No, I don't.
I have 4 raises.
I have a single raise.
Carlo also has a single raise. Carlo does not understand this.
That's 100% better than no raises.
I have 23.
2 raises. Every 10 is a raise.
Okay, thank you.
But
Oh,
there are a
Carlo
few
like
things
shit.
that you do find out. And this you already knew this, but it is known now that part of the army is stationed in a town the next town over in Pikes, which there's been talk that the head has been ordered by the emperor to raise the town because it's believed the rebels have taken over. But the head over there has been stalling.
And amen for that.
You also hear about a rumor that Paradiso Sens, the head of the army over that's stationed over in Pikes, is planning on digging tunnels into the city to get past the walls, which anybody who knows anything about geography knows that's not happening because any tunnels you could dig would get flooded.
Well, let's be frank, everyone is scared, anxious, and everything, so at this point there are probably a bunch more conspiracies going about that we can't verify, or it's just not credible.
Everything about this is not credible.
Yeah. But you've all. But in addition to that, there are some you do hear some rumors about Imperial spies taking out rebellious leaders. Though how much of that is true and how much of that is people making things up in their head, you don't quite know. The other big rumor you hear is that this kind of rebellion is happening across all of Montaigne, which
So
even...
local, as one of the only local in the group, I can definitely see my fair share of talks and everything.
Yeah, but nothing this brazen. Montaigne's still a pretty big place.
Not yet, anyway.
You know, we should do our best to make sure we get to where we're going. This is outside Carlos' wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to staying here any longer than we have to, so if we just keep moving to the docks and aboard our ship, the better.
Yep.
Just don't say that out loud.
Shh, say what out loud?
But as you're doing this, the agitator who had been ranting points you out and starts demanding to know your allegiances. And since he's an agitator with a small crowd of people around him, I don't think things are going to get even more complicated.
He was saying, obviously he was saying whatever he was saying in a very loud voice. What was he talking about again?
It was basically doing a speech about the revolution and essentially blaming every single problem that the town has on the nobles.
Of course. Viva la revolución!
There he goes.
Roll empathy and panache.
He could have just screamed Leroy Jenkins.
You end up shouting it so loud that it ends up echoing several times, like you shouted in a valley. Everyone just looks at you, and the agitator looks at you. The crowd looks at you. They say nothing for about 30 seconds.
Don't let anyone say this man doesn't have a good pair of lungs.
Carlos just going to look at the guy who's not responding. He's like, well? Do you not love the revolution? Are you not here for a revolution? Why are you not responding to Carlo, huh? Are you really working for the nobles? Are you just here to cause problems? No! Revolution!
At which point he... I will note out of character since we're the tagline that would be used is the good old liberty, equality, fraternity, but That is what's making this completely awkward. He says, fair enough, and the crowd disperses. Nobody exactly knowing what to do with what the hell just happened. As
No goes for revolution, no one goes back. Carl was very disappointed.
Well, it would be very hard to go ahead and match at that level of enthusiasm, Carlos. So, nice job there, by the way.
Carlo
It
is
is
all
the-
about the enthusiasm.
Yes, your enthusiasm made me deaf.
what happened is the equivalent of yelling the wrong name in bed. That is the level of
he
awkward-
asked who. He asked who Carlo was working for, and Carlo decided to give him an answer that he wanted to hear. The problem is, Carlo doesn't know what the problem is. Carlo is very confused.
Everyone is
You,
confused.
who do you work for? The Revolution. Sure,
But
fine.
but after
Just
that,
I
it's
gotta
after,
explain this to John. Give me just a minute.
You know, with the spotlight on the Carlos at the time being, can I go ahead and see if I can effectively have the cart move along?
yeah, that's the easy part. The barricade, the people behind the barricade, open the thing, move some of the stuff aside for you, but it's not in a sense of we understand. It's more of a we are going to make sure you get out of the way to where you need to go so that things don't get even more awkward.
I, for one, am not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, and I'm just gonna, alright, let's keep going. We don't need to make things any more awkward. Carlo could do that all by himself.
As they're looking at you like you just farted in church.
The revolutionaries? Carlo wants to support the revolution? Carlo is very confused.
Okay, what did I just miss because I had my headset off for a second so I could explain to John why I just started cackling?
Carlo's still being confused as to why everyone's treating him like he said something wrong. Like, they're crying for revolution. Carlo gave them a cry of revolution. Carlo is very confused. This is going to continue the entire way.
And I, for one, much as I would love to correct him, this is too good of an opportunity. Yeah, if he makes things so bloody awkward that people would much rather go, we're not dealing with this, I ain't going to stop it.
If Carlo committed a faux pas, Carlo wants to know.
I'll tell you about it later. Right now, pretty much as you could definitely see, get close enough to whisper into your ear. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'll explain it to you once we get the stuff in the ship.
Carlo's just going to cross his arms and pout.
In other words, you just secured us quiet passage.
And I
Carlo's
just
very
want...
happy.
Yeah, you did an excellent job of pretty much clearing the path, so at the very least, I pat you on the... Good job.
You know, this is exactly what Carlo wanted, but not exactly the results Carlo expected.
And Montaigne, do as Montaigne.
As long as the result's the same.
What can I say? Sometimes crazy works.
Not real, too.
But as you do pass through, you do get to overhear some info, namely the fact that a big part of the reason why things are awkward is one of the members of the Dulac family overreacted, resulting in the death of several revolutionaries, which has resulted in a lot of arguing with the leadership. Some leaders of the rebels want to go full pitchforks and torches, while others want to at the very least set up some degree of moderation. In other words, you have some parts of the revolutionaries that are full on anarchists, and some that are not.
Okay, but the person was building up a crowd. If that's not enough to show that he is one of the anarchists, Carlo doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, of course, in the whole while, you have the clergy within the Vaticine district that is trying to keep things together. Not to, though saying keep things together is like them saying that they're trying to keep together a rubber band that's starting to show signs of snapping. Some of them being a bit more zealous than others. And the big reason the army hasn't moved in is that some members of the nobility are still holed up here and are being used as a hostage. In the nobility kind of hostage way. Let me clarify. Or to put it another way, a political hostage.
Makes sense.
What does the captain lieutenant have to effectively think of this entire situation, seeing it firsthand and everything?
The whole thing's about to snap, and it is not going to be ugly, but it's not going to be pretty when it does. But at the bottom line, it's also not our problem.
What Carlo thought, like if the lieutenant or the captain person wanted us to do something about this, they would have said something, but he's not rebelling.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just focus on getting our stuff and our VIP to the docks. This ain't our problem, not yet, if ever, but I digress.
Yep. But eventually you guys do get to the flotilla. There's within the flotilla, you've got a lot of sailors who are either listless or drunk because, well, with the whole thing in lockdown, the sailors have shit to do. Either stand around working on ships that are not going anywhere, or get drunk from tavern to tavern. But eventually, you are led to a pretty decent sized ship.
Oh.
Let me get the visual that I need.
Isn't it quite the beauty?
So this is the boat that you guys are going to be traveling on. This is our ticket to the New World, La Mer Traversée.
Carlo will withhold judgment till he sees the galley.
Well, given the one who's financing all of this, and yeah, I'd expect nothing less.
But most of the sailors for it are just as listless as everyone else. They've stayed because there's been the promise of being able to get out of here. And as you as you approach the ship, you do see a woman in a red tricorn jacket who is very much carrying herself like she is the captain. And as soon as she turns around, going, "For the last time, I said I'm not joining your." Oh, you. She looks straight at Keelan, goes right up to her and goes, "You've got some real guts being around me again."
Oh. Slow look to Keelan.
Is there going to be a problem?
Is there going to be drama?
Let's just say there's some bad blood between the two of them.
Carlo will lean over to Rio.
Carlo has money that it's an old girlfriend.
So, did you work out the money you owe me?
Ah,
It's not my fault you got drunk.
oh.
And who decided to not tell me that you were going to bring in the stronger stuff?
Hey, I can't get a buzz off the bullshit here in port nowadays.
I should slap you for that.
Aye, come on now, lass. As for getting your coin, I'm going to get it. I haven't exactly been able to find work since traveling with this lot here. And you know what my skills are.
If you're here, then I have at least a little confidence we can get out of this place. We have been waiting for weeks.
Where's the inventory ledgers?
That'll be inside. The inventory is well stocked. Some of the rebels around this place have tried to appropriate my stuff, but it's hard to appropriate when we have pistols and they don't.
Oi, that. Alright.
So, what exactly is keeping the ships from sailing?
At that point, Matilda steps in and says, "I asked her to wait until we arrived."
No, I mean, Carlo means the other ships. Like, a lot of these sailors look like they'd rather be doing anything else than staying here.
It's because of the lockdown. They can't. Nobody's getting in or out.
What keeps them from doing so?
Cannons?
Are we going to have to worry about the cannons?
Not with me on board, we're not.
Are you sure?
Oi, friend. You have not seen me wield my pistol yet. Trust me. I could sharpshoot a damn goal from the sky 2 leagues out.
So, we're not worried about the cannons because you will shoot the cannons.
If it comes to it. If the captain gives the order, I should say. Now, Matilda. As for that coin, how about we take that out in a bit of trade?
What are you proposing?
Garnish half my wages. At least for the first 2 weeks.
Very well. I'll consider your debt cleared.
But
I
I say that I be the ship's quartermaster.
That will be fine. In in the meantime, I think you'll need to be taking a. I'll probably need help like yours because it's not just my ship that's going to be on this expedition.
So I've heard.
She points out that there are going to be two lighter ships, the Gwent and the Tom, as well as a schooner, the Rosa Bianca, and a special ship, which she refused. If ask any questions on that, she refuses to answer, just saying, "You'll know it when you see it."
Out of character, what ship is this?
Spoilers.
Ah, damn it!
You'll find out in character.
Fuck. Oi,
Yeah.
Carlo, I got an idea.
What? What?
Let's get the other ships to leave before us, and we'll slip out during the fire.
No. Where are the cannons that are going to be shooting at us? Is it other ships or is it something on the walls?
I think it's something on the walls.
Understood.
Because there's two gates, or there's two, What's the term I'm trying to think of right now? I'm drawing a big-ass blank. I point to the two towers on either side of the entrance to the harbor.
Do we have to worry about what appears to be a wall preventing entry and exit?
It looks more like a chain.
That doesn't change the fact that it is preventing us from leaving.
Not if we shoot the chain.
Then why do we not shoot the cannons too?
Let the other ships deal with the cannons. We deal with getting out.
We not need the other ships for the expedition.
Every ship for themselves, right, Matilda?
Quite.
Rio smirks. I like how you think.
Well, no, bear in mind, so I'm speaking out of character really quick. Bear in mind, every ship that's going to be embarking on this expedition is basically in competition with us.
Oh, Carlo thought that we were all working together. Never mind.
Oh.
No, the other ships are part of a flotilla that's going to be accompanying you to the New World.
Oh.
So they are with us.
Well, shit. Never mind. Scratch everything I just said.
Okay. So, what's preventing us from blowing up the wall?
Even my cannons aren't going to be big enough to go through that. But we might be able to get out if everyone in the town is a little bit occupied.
Are you gonna call the army to march in?
That is one option. The other is a bit. Well, you seem like you're someone who's done a bit of cloak and dagger in his day. I won't ask for details, but I'm certain you know what a false flag operation is. You've got
Carlo
people
understands. Carlo understands.
You've got people riled up around here that the right word, and they'll believe it like it is true, because, well, for them it is.
Carlo can scream revolution again. That seems to have worked.
Oh, that was you who was screaming that.
Oh,
As if she's
out of character. What are you, the Taco Bell dog from the 90s? What is the Taco-
What do you mean? Carlos not some little chihuahua.
Would we even know what chihuahuas actually are?
in character.
That was
no.
out of character. After all, in character, I don't think we have a Taco Bell.
I want Taco Bell now. Son of a bitch, you brought that up again.
Wahahaha. That was my evil scheme the whole time, was to make you crave Taco Bell.
I'm starving, okay?
Regardless, as you're essentially presented with the option of you can either signal the army, or you can get the rebels to fight among themselves using a bit of disinformation.
What could cause the rebels to fight amongst themselves? Do you know by now that the entire plague thing is false?
It is likely that on the and I'm speaking out of character. It's like, given what you've observed, it's likely that on the higher end of things, yes. On the lower end, no.
So, the plague, but it's not as serious as it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Carlo can work with this. I'm too excited here. So, how bad do you think things would be suddenly realize that the plague might be worse than they thought?
That could be done. And of course, you of all people should know where the best place is to spread rumors among people who would be already malleable to it.
Sorry, Carlos in the nature started shining through.
Starts with a T and ends with an N. We started this whole adventure in one.
Tavern.
Carlo will be right back. Unless anyone wants to join Carlo.
Oh, like I'm going to miss this for the world.
Carlo will buy you a drink.
Hey, if he's buying drinks, I'm going. He's buying...
Of course! Carlo's favorite drinking buddies.
So, for those of you who are joining Carlo on this little bit of subterfuge, you can use either wits or panache as part of the trait end of the approach, and empathy or tempt.
I'm gonna use empathy.
I will also use empathy. Because that seems to work.
You want us to roll?
Four raises once more. And hey, good job, Francis.
Alright, I believe I got one raise.
Yep. One
Good.
raise, Rio got 2, Francis and I both got 4.
But after you are able to convince a few sailors that something's up. Said sailors end up speaking to some of the people who are more involved with the revolution on the ground part of it. Um, basically the soldiers and enforcers, and then things start escalating.
So, what Carlos spreading specifically is that the plague is getting a lot worse, and that the leadership of the revolution are keeping the cure for themselves.
Because Carlos an asshole. Because Carlos.
No, that's a perfect plan, though.
I know.
Which normally that kind of thing might be a little bit far-fetched, but people will believe things very easily when they're drunk and when they're stuck in a place that is giving them its own version of cabin fever.
Welcome to legally distinct COVID.
All you really need to do is plant the seed of doubt. That's what revolution is all about.
Oh, it's not just a seed of doubt, you also gotta water it.
And that's what rumors are for.
But we eventually, since we are dealing with a tavern, that's when the fight starts, which is your cue to get the hell out of the tavern before you get dragged into it. And that ends up repeating at a few other taverns. Then things escalate even further, and you essentially have not only sailors fighting revolutionaries, which you've got a bunch of people who can talk a big game, but aren't that great in a proper fight, and sailors being, well, sailors. And
The poor normal people stuck in the middle.
most of them are have confined themselves to their houses and let the revolutionaries and sailors basically start one big gang fight across the city, or at least across the poorer districts. The church districts and the like are taking a "we're staying out of this" approach. But the point is, they're too distracted fighting each other to man any of the gates.
Carlos' work is done.
What do you mean your work is done? You didn't do anything.
Oh, you're right. Carlo also didn't pay for any of the drinks. Let's go.
They started fighting before Carlo could pay anything.
Let's meet Carlo's sponsor. It's a pimp called Jiawei.
But when you finally get back, the main thing you see is the captain looking at you with a look of, you all were plotting something, and I want to know what you just did that's causing all the ruckus uptown.
Carlo told a
Tell
bunch
the-
of sailors.
We'll tell you about it once we set sail.
Yeah, Carlo thinks that's safe, yes. Better to do it while we're on the move.
Which when
Before they set fire to the docks.
She turns around going, all right, folks, pack it up. We're getting out of here.
Cue Pirates of the Caribbean music.
Really, in my head, I keep on playing. Do you hear the people sing a song of angry?
I wish I had it, but somebody made a neckbeard version of that song.
I'm not surprised.
But as you end up getting out, as you end up heading out the gate, things end up escalating even further. Mostly because of the fact that with all the noise, that's provided the perfect pretense for the army to move in. So, you know, bad situation worse just as you guys are getting out.
Oops. Oh dear.
So there is an attempt to leave, but then you realize one other complication. There's still the blockade outside the gate, outside the gates to the sea.
Weren't we going to shoot that thing?
At which point the captain looks at you and goes, "If you can man a cannon, start manning a cannon. Start loading up. We are going to be fighting our way out of this."
Dylan!
I'm already on it. What you talking about, Willis?
All right.
Who's Willis?
I don't suppose I could give her like some tactical advice on where to aim.
Oh, no need. Keelan's been on the sea far longer than you, Sunshine.
So, because of the fact that this isn't personal combat, this is ship combat.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you who are participating, this is going to be a finesse and warfare roll.
Oh shit!
Oh, joy.
I can't use sailing for this.
No, you can use sailing for this.
Okay.
Either sailing or warfare. If you're using sailing, it's more about directing the ship. If you're using warfare, it's more about manning the cannons.
Well, shit. What about weaponry?
As for rapiers and the likes,
That can be used here. I'm ruling that.
All right.
Okay,
I'm
God
gonna-
will use weaponry with the cannons.
I'm gonna use weaponry with cannons too.
Yep. So this is why I'm glad I did that movie night of Master and Commander, because there is a lot of shouting, a lot of moving about, and a lot of people moving the ammo to where it needs to be, as well as setting up the powder, jamming the powder in, and holding until the order is given to fire. And once you start getting close to where the blockade is, then you are told to fire, and well, anyone who's near the cannons, you're best to cover your ears, because you are a few feet away from fucking cannons.
Fucking cannons, biatch.
well, I have 3 races.
Yep.
I have 2 raises.
I've got
I
3
did say
myself.
mine.
Yeah,
We
that
also
is-
have 3 races.
You end up hitting the walls a bunch, which at the very least keeps the people manning any equipment up there from messing about too much. And this also mean, because this particular ship has about 10 guns, 5 on each side, which is enough to cause a bit of damage, but you're not taking out any guns. And as you start to leave, you do hear more and more commotion. Since now it's a case of you had the gang fight, and now you have the army showing up to make that situation worse. As you're leaving, you do hear the sounds of more and more musket fire.
Speaking of muskets, how close are we to the walls from our current position in the harbor?
I'd say about 50 feet.
All right. Does Matilda have any rifles on board? Or muskets, rather.
Yes.
All right, good, because Keelan's going to grab one and head up to the crow's nest, and she's going to start sniping, not to kill, mind you. She's going to start sniping soldiers at the cannons. Just enough to keep them from loading and firing.
All right. That is going to be a weaponry roll.
Okay.
Because of the range and because of the fact that you're aiming.
What about aim?
Yeah, it is going to be aim. I have to correct myself on that. Though you're going to need at least 2 raises to get in the vicinity, and 3 to completely disable any of the cannons.
Oh, I'm aiming for the soldiers.
Yeah, which is why you're going to need more raises for this.
Gotcha. All right, finesse.
Hi, Ember.
Yep. If you, hello, Ember. You're just in time for the daring escape, as well as Carlo doing Carlo things.
Oh God, you miss it.
Sorry for coming in so late.
But if you've got hero points, now would be a good time to spend them.
I do. In fact, I've got 2 of them.
So
I don't know how many I have, so I don't.
So, remind me how I would go about using those.
You can spend them on a 1-to-1 now to add additional d10s.
So I could add plus 2 dice.
Yes.
Ah, shit. Rolled too soon. So
We'll count that as an off the table.
So I'll roll first. And
That's 5 raises. If you want to. Oh. Yeah, that's 5 raises.
5 raises.
So you do manage to hit the shoulder for 1. You hit and the shin for another.
All right.
How exactly you got to hit somebody in the shin, given your position? Ricochets.
Oh yes.
You are dealing with muskets, which aren't exactly the most accurate.
But Keelan is extremely accurate.
But it's enough for them to spend more time getting the wounded out of the area to work to try and do any retaliatory fights.
I look over the side of the crow's nest. Keep fucking firing on that wall!
Which is a good call because, well, this is still a black powder rifle. You're not gonna be firing multiple shots very quickly.
Nope.
I'm not sure how many of you have ever seen a black powder rifle get loaded.
It
It
takes
takes
up
a
at
while.
least it takes at least a minute and a half, depending on how fast the person is.
At most, you might be able to get 3 shots in the span of 60 seconds. And that is with somebody who is very, very fast at loading and reloading.
I'd say Keelan's pretty well versed on that aspect.
Yeah, which is why I'm giving you 2 shots.
Alright. Do I need to make any other shots?
No, that is going to work. That is going to work, and because of the sheer amount of distractions, they aren't able to entirely focus on you. Thus, you're able to get across the gate and get out of town. And you chose, and not a moment too soon, because as this is going on, the army has broken through the front gates and is making their moves. And that's in addition to what Carlo did earlier to cause essentially a gang fight in the city. Which, on the as far as the outcome of that three front fight, English monk. That is something that is in the distance for you. It's not exactly your concern.
We had nothing to do with it.
So, Captain, you said you wanted to know what he said to cause the initial riot? He basically insinuated that the nobles was holding back the cure to the plague.
What plague?
And doesn't it have to be real? Just real enough that people would fall for it, hook, line, and sinker.
During the whole thing, Matilda seems to have an exasperated look on her face about the matter. But she says, I think in the midst of all this chaos, someone forgot introductions. This woman is Annabelle de Montfort, an old friend of mine who obviously is going to be captaining this flotilla. And Annabelle's approach is looking at all of you, going, I agreed to this, but it doesn't mean y'all are going to be VIPs in this. If you're going to be on my ship, I'm putting you to work.
Good, I wouldn't have it any other way.
It'd be boring if we didn't.
You'll not get any complaints from me, Captain.
Pull our weight.
So, now I already know what job Keelan's going to be doing, and she's busy looking over the multiple ledgers for the different ships in this flotilla. So another case of being in an office stuck with paperwork.
Yep, and she's gonna be muttering under her breath in Innish the entire time.
At the very least, the ships are well stocked. There was a fair amount of ammo that was used. So if you end up getting into a fight at sea, there might be some problems. But it's not likely that's gonna happen for quite a while.
So we'll have a chance to restock before then.
Yeah.
Alright, good, because Keelan, once they make port, Keelan's got a job that she wants to do.
But for the rest of you, what sort of job on the ship are you going to be doing?
I was gonna help with navigation since I have sailing.
which I'll go
for
from
me.
I'll
I'm
go
just
from
gonna.
top to bottom. I'll go from top to bottom just so everybody's not talking over each other. So, Carlo, what are you doing as far as work on the ship? And Carlo?
He might have gone AFK for a second. He did mention a timer that his laundry was on earlier.
All right. We'll get to him in a bit. Francis.
Basically, I'm just going to go ahead and help with the mopping and effectively just general tasks.
You do end up meeting with some of the people on the deck, and you're on carrying duty. So messing around with the ropes, messing around with cleaning up the aftermath from that fight. That is what, and getting shouted at by other sailors because you still have the stereotype of being the pretty boy of the group.
Plus, I don't know if he's got his sea legs yet or not.
Yeah, I was effectively raised in Montana the entire time. This is the first time I've been at sea.
So he only has his D legs. He needs to trade up to his C legs.
Good point in bringing that up. So I want Francis to roll resolve and sailing.
And it's still better than 0.
You hold it for a bit, but after about half an hour, you do need to head to the side of the deck.
Somebody's tossing their cookies.
And yeah, you end up getting roasted about it by the other sailors because it's a ship. That's what happens.
Arlo needs to make some cookies.
Rio grins, looking at Keelan. Don't you love it when the new people come on the ship?
But you already know where Carlo's going.
I'd rather not deal with greenhorns, to be honest.
So Carlo, I'm assuming you're going to be in the ship's kitchen.
Yep, Carlo just went straight to the galley the moment he heard, "You're going to work for me." And Carlo's like, "Okay."
Yep. I mean, obviously, the chef has no time for anyone's bullshit, and you. At first they were going to put you on dish duty, and then they realized, no, you're too big for that. You're going to be in the fires with the rest of us.
I would rather have no other thing to happen.
But Ivan, what are you going to be doing as far as working when it comes to being on the ship?
Probably dish duties.
Yeah,
cleaning dishes.
I could see that. Some of the sailors are probably going to end up calling you Tiny throughout the whole thing. You are dealing with sailors, which means you are dealing with people who have zero filter, since you are on their ship. So.
Good, Carlo. Carlo will protect you.
But Javier, what are you going to be doing on the ship as far as work?
I don't suppose there's some sort of inventory or paper clerical work that would suit me. That would be good.
I'm already the ship's quartermaster.
So you have an assistant. Very good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you can teach me how to navigate a bit better.
Hmm.
You have more experience than me.
Alright then.
You're probably going to be managing this. You're probably going to be managing the weaponry part of the ship.
Ooh, perfect.
Actually,
Which-
now remind me, Javier tinkers a bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if he makes them go boom harder?
Do we have artifacts on the ship?
Artifacts?
Isn't that part of like the science in this world or something like that?
Oh,
Sorry, it's been a while.
I don't know if we have artifacts on the ship, but I was thinking more along the lines of you tinkering to make the cannons a little bit more powerful.
Oh, yeah, I
That-
can make that work
that-
too.
Yeah, that can be done. That is good. For that, roll wits and weaponry.
Wits and weaponry, got it.
All right, 2 raises. You're able to make some improvements. Fortunately, there's enough room to make a makeshift lab along with the stuff you bring with you all the time. Because anyone who's working like that is going to bring their work with them.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take too long to work on a few things. The main thing you're able to do is with the rifles that they have on hand, do a bit of makeshift rifling. It isn't as good as proper rifling because you don't have a proper hammer forge, but you've got enough to work to do something close.
Yeah, we just gotta move this here. We'll move that a little bit there. Perfect.
And fortunately, you have Keelan watching over you because I'm pretty sure anybody else would go, "Why are you disassembling our guns?"
She runs a
But-
tight ship for sure.
Mm-mm.
To which I would have replied, I'm disassembling them to make you mad.
That's the kind of thing that would get you flogged.
We can be better.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Or worse, the rope.
Sorry, all I could think of is Boondock Saints. You had to bring the fucking rope. You had to...
But since with Rio, the way I see it is you are working on navigation. Eventually you meet some of the people who that's their job. One of them says, "What are you standing around for? Get on the damn crow's nest."
That's all you had to say. And I climb up there.
Fortunately, there's already a glass to look, but as far out as you are, there's not going to be a whole lot to see. It's just going to be a lot of blue everywhere, because you are long by this point you are long past the town. You've left that place in the dust. Now it's just the immediate ocean before you end up crossing the bigger ocean into the new world. And and that's not going to be a very fast trip.
Oh,
How long are we talking here?
A long time.
So, a month?
If you're lucky, 3 months.
excuse me.
3 months of puking. Isn't that going to be fun?
It'll get better.
Is there like a timetable on that?
It's-
Quartermaster?
It's however long it takes for you to get used to the rocking of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want Carlo to make you something?
No, I'm not so desperate to do that. That
But you're desperate!
Just don't go blowing through all our supplies on ginger, alright, Carlo?
Carlo would only need to make the potion once. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But as you
during the voyage, can I at the very least do my daily push-ups, sit-ups, and squats just to maintain shape? The last thing I want or need is to effectively try to copy and paste Carlos' dad bod.
you're not going to
Carlo's
get a
dad bod is very, very effective.
I thought he was about to say sexy. That's what he was.
Carlo is sexy and he knows it.
And you look like you just ate all the pastries over at a cafe. Oh, wait, you're the chef. You probably made the pastries anyway.
If a chef is skinny, do not eat what they're making.
He's got a point on that, Sunshine. Never trust
Whatever.
a skinny chef.
Rio's up in the crow's nest like all by myself.
Lonely, them is lonely.
But eventually, there is a bit of a meeting of sorts between Matilda, Keelan, since she's been voluntold to be the quartermaster for the flotilla, and Annabelle because it's her damn ship. And the first thing that's brought up is Annabelle asking, "Okay, I know you said I know you said you wanted passage to the New World, but you didn't say where. The New World's a very big place, so you're gonna have to narrow it down." At which point it's revealed that the place you're going to that you're eventually gonna be heading to is Aztlan. Which
Don't die.
Aztlan, specifically the Arrogance Sea.
What I can tell you right now, Captain, I don't have that much information on the Aztlan area. Mind you, I've been to the New World before, just not in that section.
This is which was why that map and why Henri was so important. He's been to that region, he knows the place, and more importantly, he knows the language.
I'll be having a talk with him because I'll be wanting to learn it myself.
Best of luck. It is a tricky one to learn, and most people who know it aren't exactly sharing that info. But more importantly, the that particular now out of character, I will note that where Aragosta is, if you were to transplant the someone's snoring.
I don't
Don't
think
think
so.
so.
Yes.
It sounds like yes.
Oh, what the heck?
It
Okay.
might be my cat purring,
That's possible. Ember, you
but I
awake?
had my mic.
All right,
I
so
had-
roll call. Who's awake?
Should
It's
be
not
muted.
asleep.
Amber, you good?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Scrags?
They're on
here.
mute. Last I knew.
I just mute my headset, but I'm here.
Got it. Okay, so it's probably a cat.
Mhm. Okay. What I was saying is that obviously Thea is 14th century Europe. I've already mentioned that when we did the briefing. The part of the New World that you're heading to, Argosta and Central Rauhris, as you may be able to see on that map, is the equivalent of is more southern Mexico. And that actually a bit of the Caribbean and a bit of Mexico circa the Aztec Empire. As if Aztlan wasn't enough of a giveaway there. But throughout that meeting, there's a few other things that are made clear that are going to be complicating matters. One of them is that within that area there are several full-size ships under the banner of the ATC. And
Bless you.
Bless you.
You also
Bless
got
you.
Gazoon. You got bless you from everybody, by the way.
The other thing, and Annabelle brings this up. If we're heading to that area, then that means Dumaret will probably be somewhere in the vicinity. As she says that, she looks right at you, Keelan.
One more time, I missed something.
Is that if we're dealing with a place that has a lot of ATC presence, then Dumaret is probably there as well.
Keelan clenches her fist so hard her knuckles turn white and her nails press into her palm.
I know.
That being said, Captain, we do need to be careful because she will be out for me.
I think the bigger concern you'll end up having is the apparent long list of people who want to crack at her first.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I double-checked the door to make sure it's just the three of us in the room. And to make sure nobody's listening in. Dumaret and I were part of the Brothers of the Coast. I still am. Come. And I still follow their tenets. That being said, and I explain the whole of... I start explaining our history. Long story short, Lysandra Dumouriez was a former shipmate of mine, and we found a map written in Old Thayan. I believe we said it was Old Vodach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because of the tensions between Montaigne and Vodach right now, Lysandra is not going to find somebody that's going to be able to decode that map. So, and she is well aware of the fact that I speak every Thayan language, even the dead ones. That is what we've got to worry about. Here's the thing. If we take her, I want her. I will see to it that she answers for her crimes against our former shipmates, following the charter of the Brotherhood. Are we in accord, Cap?
We're in accord.
And just to be clear for those listening in, the accord Keelan is talking about is... Let me pull up my window really quick. There... That's... Secret societies, here we go. I gotta find the Brotherhood's charter. So, let's see. She, Lysandra Dumouriez violated... Let's see. I want to say it was number 9. And number 8 of... Number 8 is to desert the ship or their quarters in battle is punished with death or marooning. Number 9, no striking one another on board, but every hand's quarrels to be ended ashore with sword and pistol. Keelan is claiming number 9 because the fire that Lysandra Dumouriez set to their previous ship after causing a mutiny and killing the rest of the crew, or a good chunk of the crew, left her scarred on her left shoulder and down her left arm. So she's taking that not only as striking Keelan herself, but the rest of the crew. And seeing as how the dead can no longer speak for themselves, she is dead set on getting justice for everybody that died that day.
I won't get in the way. Just make sure not to endanger the members of this ship in your pursuit of following the code.
I wouldn't dare dream of letting any harm come to another ship, Captain.
But
My streak for vengeance might run deep. But I've got other ways of tempering that, so that way it doesn't harm our crew. If all goes well in the port cities that we'll be hitting on the way to the New World, she'll find herself dealing with quite some logistical issues. Let's leave it at that.
But as the days go onward, you do get a feel for some of the other people within the different ships, and a few makeshift bridges are made so that people can go between the different ships in the flotilla without too much difficulty. You just can't bring anything heavy. But on the Gwent, It is run by Captain Douglas, who is very much a mercenary through and through. Uh, with the Anton, it's run by Sir Mountshire, is who has as much respect as he has fear among his crew. Uh, Mountshire carries himself like a very experienced duelist, and as well as a very experienced soldier. And he makes sure that his crew is properly disciplined. If he has to get hands-on to make sure his crew is properly disciplined, he will do that. One of the things you do note about Mountshire, if his name wasn't enough of a giveaway, he's Avalonian. And as you go onward, you do see something rise from the water and join the flotilla. Which Annabelle says, and that is the special ship. The special ship is a submarine.
I look over the stern, and I'm like, holy fuck sticks, that's amazing. I look over at the cabin. Am I gonna get a chance to walk that ship? I've got to see what it looks like.
In Montana, I'm going to say, what the fuck is that?
That, lad, is a submersible.
Rio looks over from her position in the crow's nest and goes, huh. Well, that's different.
Carlos say, magic.
But
I'm glad John wasn't in here to hear that.
yeah, and as far as it, and I will also share with you a cross section of sorts of the ship proper. They have a bit of an idea on how parts of it are going to be laid out. And have an understanding of where somebody might be within the ship.
How many does it board?
Is that our ship or the submersible?
I'm talking about the submersible.
The submersible, 8. It is essentially a glorified scout.
Captain, I might. If we do get our hands on Lysandra, we'll have that map. I lean over close to whisper in her ear. That map leads to a relic. Just like what l'Empereur is asking for.
Right, that raises a good question. Keelan, if you got that imperial favor that so many have been fighting over, what would you ask of the Emperor?
Honestly, I'd probably turn that favor over to someone else and just go back to living my life the way I've been. I have no need for favors from a Monsang Emperor. I'd rather just live freely, albeit I could use the coin. I share a funny little glance with Matilda. God damn it, Carlo. So Matilda, I believe, is the first mate. The captain is Annabelle.
Matilda's the captain lieutenant you've been working with since the start.
Oh no, okay, so my bad. Alright, so I did get mixed up over earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
So yeah, Annabelle and I do have a history. I lost spectacularly to cards in her after she got drunk. So I owe her money.
That and the general kind of frenemy relationship. Not out of any malice, but more of you two being similar people.
Yeah.
Just kiss already! That's not in character.
Yeah.
I can see it now. From the galley. Just kiss already! Did you hear that?
Carlo will cut aggressively.
I didn't hear anything.
This 40 minutes will be an open secret.
No, I'm not going that far. It's more of the fact that them being similar people is not far removed from when I say that Brother Zan and I are similar people, which is a double-edged sword.
Yes, it can be. But
so there is no just kiss already because both Keelan and Annabelle are in the sense of being able to get along with each other, but also knowing how to push each other's buttons to drive each other crazy.
Yeah, no, that keeps it going. I don't see the problem here.
Of course you don't, because you have in this session graduated to professional shit stirrer.
Who's also in charge of making our food.
Listen. They were crying for revolution. Carlo gave them the cry of revolution, and then they were just like, okay, bye now?
Okay. So this just in, Carlo's the rumor mill.
that's not surprising.
Carlo is Castilian. Carlo loves his tea.
But
more importantly, he likes it spicy.
But as far as the next phase of things, we will handle that after a short break.
Perfect, because I want food.
We'll be right back after a word from
So-
our sponsors.
You heard it here first, folks. It is time to get your drinks, get your snacks, use the little boys or girls room. We will be back in 10. Don't hydrate. Speaking of, I'm gonna go get myself some lunch. I will be right back. 8 seconds to spare. And 1, 2, 3. Are we back?
I'm still here. I never left.
Yeah.
I think we might have to. We might have.
I'm here. I'm just switching headsets.
Then. My apologies. Technology decided to screw with me. Because it does love to give us the middle finger.
That it does.
So let me.
Testing. Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Excelente.
So when it comes, while the life on the ship is certainly not going to be easy, it is still manageable.
Mm-hmm.
Thing that even with all these briefings and the understanding that is not made explicitly clear, or at least that Matilda's not saying, is what is in the box. She simply states, whatever you do, do not open with it. Do not try and tamper it. That box is not to be touched.
Oh, that's only going to make certain people want to open it more.
Does she have some kind of guard on it or something?
Fortunately, the thing is covered in locking machinery, and the only person who has the key is her. There's also the fact that anytime someone tries to pick that lock, the lockpick breaks.
Oh.
Like you would have a better chance of trying to break into a vault door. That's the kind of secure we're talking with that box.
Some fancy tech she got there.
And unfortunately, deep down, I don't voice it, but I can't. What is going on here that we require something that well guarded, and we have to drag it across a giant body of water just to bring back an even bigger toy for the Lamborghini?
It is probably old magic. Carlo's not going to bother with it.
Yet we're the one that has got to bring it back to Old Fan anyway.
But as the days go on, you do notice that some of the sailors start to appear a bit sick.
It's not the plague, is it?
No. So
Scurvy?
the sailors think it's not. It doesn't show any of that. It seems to be. It seems to have the appearance of scurvy, but the other symptoms of it aren't there. Some of these, anytime somebody is showing outward signs of it, the other sailors lock them in a room because they think that person's cursed.
Oh.
You do, and you all are approached by the doctor of the ship, one Arthur de Sene, who seems to be in his mid-40s. He is also bald, but mostly because he was already losing hair, and the side hair is starting to come back. But he shaved it at one point, probably because he was losing hair due to stress of being a doctor on a ship.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
He does, however, have quite the beard. It is less of a slight mustache or a few mutton chops here, and more of a beard. One that he has tied very tight.
Okay.
Because, well, he's a doctor. You don't want that stuff getting on your patients.
Nope. Damn it. Get over here.
But he is asking for an extra pair of hands to see if he can figure out if there's an actual disease going about, or if there is a leaky ship.
Leaky ship. What does leaky ship mean in this context?
Spy, sabotage, poisoning, maybe.
If the galley can spare him, Carlo will offer his assistance.
So, for those who are just going to be if you're going to be searching for stuff on if there is a disease or poisoning involved, that is wits and scholarship. For anyone who's just investigating the ship or the crew, that is wits and notice.
I'm gonna be investigating.
More raisins, baby!
Wits and notice, you said, for investigating?
Yep.
Ah, shit,
All right.
wrong button.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, Monk. So you said from last session we have 1 trait point and 2 skill points. Are we allowed to go over 3 or no?
You are allowed to go over 3. The 3 cap was just during character creation, but
got you.
Oh shit! I never.
That's something for
updated my
later.
character.
None of you did.
Ah.
I
Or
did.
at least you didn't tell me what you put
I did.
All right. I got a single raise on notice.
All right. So there are some people who are dealing with minor diseases, which he does have the equipment for. There are others that seem to have other diseases, and one weird thing. Sometimes you hear reports of sailors going into fits of very strong emotion, coming out of it and not remembering a thing of what happened. Like suddenly some sailor would go into a fit of rage for like a minute, calm down, and have no idea what happened.
All right. Here's a question out of character. Are there people that can possess other people?
No.
All right.
At least not on these ships. Though.
Huh. All right. What about Selkies?
No. Most of the people who are crewing the ship are from Montang. But
is there anything that the people who are going through these symptoms have in common aside from being on the ship?
Not really, because you've seen this kind of thing happen with both regular sailors and a few officers.
It
Which-
wasn't something they ate.
Though, for that, I want Carlo to roll wits and scholarship.
Again? Okay, cool. Wits and scholarship. No penalty, no bonus.
43.
4 raise.
Nice.
So you did notice something. You did notice a thing. You did notice something odd. A vial of silver powder. Someone hid it. Someone hid in the stocks. Which, because of your background, you don't need to do a whole lot of testing to see whether or not something is
Poisonous.
Mercury!
the powder's toxic, but not lethal. Is what you were able to discern, and it was in a spot where it could have been mixed in with the food for one of the officers, Lokdu Kerven.
So Carlo's going to bring it up with the head galley chef that someone has been spiking his food.
Which the chef has an attitude of, if you don't get out of my way, I'm kicking your ass too.
Oh, Carlos joining you.
Don't get between chefs.
Don't fuck with our food.
But he ends up rounding up everybody and is giving every single one of everybody in the galley the dressing down of a lifetime, while Carlo was staying far out of that, so you don't catch any strays.
Carlo brought it to the attention. Carlo would not be catching strays. No, Carlo would be sharpening the knives.
But one of But in addition to all that, you do find that someone had hid what looks like a disguise kit.
Carlo's gonna look through it.
It's the kind of you see a wig and you see some makeup. Not the kind of makeup that someone would wear to look fancy, but if they're trying to look like somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Where did Carlo find this?
It was hidden within the shelves. Essentially where everything's stored.
So like in the pantry, or?
Yeah.
Got it.
A place where it could be accessed, but also people wouldn't be looking too deep.
So while the chef is giving people dressing down, Carlo will grab Keelan and point out the disguise kit, the wig, in order to see if, for particularly the hair color, hairstyle, as well as the makeup, particularly the skin tone.
Alright.
Carlo does not know anyone on the ship, aside from who Carlo came in with, so perhaps ask someone who knows everyone on the ship if anyone matches this description.
I'll bring it straight to the captain.
Good. Because if Carlo finds out who's been doing this, Carlo will be serving long pork.
Aye. We're not resorting to cannibalism on this ship, understood?
Walks off.
Yeah.
I take the kit straight to Annabelle. We got a problem, Captain.
There are many problems on a ship, but so you're gonna have to be more specific.
We got somebody disguising themselves. I lay out the contents of the disguise kit. You see anybody with this hair color or skin tone?
Not that I can think of, but if they had it in that place, maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll be coming back looking for it. Makeup only lasts for so long, anyways.
That's true, but what about the wig?
They probably have ones to make sure that they're not looking the same way too long.
Different hairstyles and...
Someone small.
Different hairstyles.
Someone who isn't.
Got it.
Would you mind doing a bit of a stakeout for me tonight?
I'll handle it, Cotton.
Use what means you have to, just don't draw too much attention.
I'll keep it swift and quiet, don't worry. I go back to Carlo and I pull him and the head chef aside. I need access to the galley later tonight.
I'll join you.
Hey, we need to keep this quiet. No ruckus. I'm only doing a stakeout. I just need to see who it is.
Carlo can do quiet.
I look at the head chef. Do you think it might be somebody on your galley team?
The chef glares, says, absolutely not. And every one of them has the bruises to prove it.
Fair enough.
Then this is an outsider who is trying to look like the Gallic team. Someone who trying to look like they belong so that they can spike the food.
Aye. Alright then. Figure what, roundabouts 10, 12 o'clock? Figure you all
Head
should
chef,
be...
who else do you have for washing the dishes?
That would be Ivan is assigned to dish duty as well as some of the others.
Understood.
But if you intend on doing the stakeout, that is going to be hide and resolve.
Okay.
Hide and resolve. Huh?
Rolling.
Not my best.
20. I got 2 raises.
Come on. Let me click this thing, you blasted thing. Can't I... No, that's brawn. I'm not going... Strength.
No, though the idea of someone using strength to hide is an amusing thought.
Carlo will pick up this item and hide behind it. They will never see Carlo.
Yeah, this convenient boulder in the galley.
No, all of a sudden I just had this idea of Alex Louise Armstrong. My majestic muscles will keep me hidden.
Carlo got a 1.
Or that's or we could always go solid snakes down. Put yourself in the box.
But as you do so, you see what looks like a a short, almost mousy girl who you had seen doing sortie tricks on the deck on occasion, going through the shelf, reaching for it, then trying to look around. She seems to mutter, "Where is it?" But she's muttering it in Vodach. So now the question is, how are you going to? You clearly have your suspect, so now how are you going to apprehend her?
Oh, Keelan's got the idea. Hold on. So Keelan is going to slip. Oh, she's still in the pantry, right?
Yes.
Keelan is going to slip into the pantry and close the door.
At which point, she turns around. She sees the door closed. She starts getting nervous. But because of the fact that it's the only lighting you really have is a gas lamp and moonlight. She can't see who closed the door.
Now, love, mind telling me why you're poking around in the pantry after hours when you should be in your bunk?
How close are you when you say this?
I'm
her?
hoping pretty much right there in front of her.
Because it's dark enough that she can hear you, but she can't see you.
I had a fun idea, but never mind.
No, but so while Keelan is saying this, she's going to grab the girl by her wrist, twist it around the back of her arm to make her scream, and then press her up against the shelves.
You do hear her scream, and she ends up shouting in Vodach like she's speaking a Vadicine prayer.
Carlo, hearing the scream, is going to slip into the. No, he's already in there. He was just hiding relatively badly. He's going to walk up to them and press their hand against her mouth. Just to, muffle the scream, just...
Tell us what you... Or else Carlo will hand you to the head chef.
No, she's going straight to the captain, Carlo.
Shame. The head chef would want his pound of flesh for the powder she put in the food.
But the person that you've grabbed, now that you've gotten a look at her, you do recognize her. This is Ricci, who, because of her size and the fact that she clearly has some acting chops, she kind of became the ship's mascot of sorts. But
What?
after you bring her into the captain's quarters, and we lost somebody. Who would we lose? We lost Kosi.
Uh-oh.
Kosi, no.
Oh, and he's back.
Kosi, yay.
Oh, sorry, I don't know how I disconnected, but weird. Okay.
These things, they happen.
But Annabelle is not exactly pleased having to be woken up in the middle of the damn night. Going, this better be very good, or I'm throwing you overboard.
Caught the person trying to find the disguise kit, Captain.
As well as the person who poisoned the people who were quote-unquote sick.
That has yet to be proven, Carlo. We don't know if the disguise kit was linked to the powder.
She looks at it and goes, "Ricci? Get in here so nobody else sees you. After you're all brought into the quarters and she closes the damn door, you should be very thankful that most people are asleep right now except for the watch.
When we caught her, she was muttering of Watachi.
So, the cute little girl who begged to be on my ship is a filthy spy. So, she looks right at Reach and asks for her real name. She ends up whispering something in her ear, and Ricci ends up saying that her actual name is simply Piccolo.
You better learn to duck better then.
Yeah, knew that was coming.
No, the word is dodge. Anyway,
Dodge!
Carlo's just going to start sharpening his knives. Just.
So, what to do? Obviously, some sort of punishment is necessary for trying to sabotage my men. If this is revealed to the others, then they will want to exact their revenge for the poisonings that are going on. So how are we going to handle this? And since you all caught her, I want to know how you will handle this situation. How am I to punish her while still keeping the crew in line?
15 lashes, keep her in the brig.
Well, that's a more sound alternative than what I was thinking, which is heel ball.
Carlo was thinking of handing them to the head chef.
What did I say about not resorting to cannibalism?
It's not cannibalism if nobody eats it.
You mentioned long pork. I'm not
Again,
stupid.
it's not cannibalism if nobody eats it.
We're not dismembering anybody on this ship either.
A few fingers will keep her in line, no?
I will not have such barbarism.
Hence, 15 lashes, keep her in the brig.
At the very least, until we can figure out who decided to plant her into my ship.
Well, it all really depends on if she's willing to talk, no?
We will cross that bridge shortly.
I say for every bit of information she gives us, we take away 1 lash.
No,
And, no?
She will get 15 lashes.
All right then.
What do we tell the crew?
We tell the crew. Truth with modification. We tell the crew that she foolishly put the wrong ingredients into certain foods and caused some of the crew to get sick. A simple oversight, but one that does require a punishment.
Still, leaves unanswered the fact how she got into the kitchens to begin with.
Small enough she had access by washing the dishes, no?
I don't think
But Carlo is...
I don't think she was on dish duty at any point.
It seems that she was floating around being an extra hand where it was deemed needed.
There we go.
The real question is, why the wig?
Is that way she wouldn't get caught? Bear in mind, everybody up on deck absolutely loves her.
But for now, all of you get to bed. I will make sure that this is given the proper display at dawn.
I come. And I haul Ricci down to the brig. I make sure her wrists are bound behind her back, so that way she can't get out.
And in the process, you end up noticing that within one of her pockets was a black card. A black card with ATC written on it.
That answers that.
And when dawn comes, Ricci is strapped to one of the poles, so her back is to everyone. At what the captain gathers the whole crew up to the top and says, Ricci has regrettably made mistakes with the food over the last few days, which has resulted in the sickness among the crew. While this is an oversight, it is still something that was done, so it must get its punishment. So she'll be getting 15 lashes and be in the brig for the next few days. At which when she calls out each one. 1, 2, 3, and each time a number is called, you hear the whip crack and hear it hit her back.
Now here's my question. What's Ricci's reaction in all of this? Is she reacting like normal, like actually screaming out in pain, or is she taking it quietly? What's going on?
She's taking it quietly.
Carlo narrows his eyes.
Keelan's already got her arms crossed. Sola, and she's flipping that black card between her fingers, that way she can show it to the captain later.
Rio notices Keelan with the black card and leans over and whispers, "You know something, don't you?"
Don't even talk to me about it.
I have to
for the captain's ears only.
I have to share one particular GIF for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Now crack that whip. Ba-na-na-na-na.
This reminds me of the time when we were at a truck stop in Arizona and I found a dominatrix whip for sale. I'm not making this up.
I believe.
But in the aftermath, you are approached by the doctor, who says that for the people who did get sick, an antidote can be made, but I need the glands of some of the fish in the area. How good are you at fishing?
I will try.
I'll try, it's Rio.
Do we have nets?
Do we have fishing rods? Or are we spearing? Because that would increase the chance of us hitting the thing that we need to cut out.
He says nothing and points to his left where there's 3 harpoons on the wall. and a harpoon gun.
What kind of fish are we talking about, Doc?
Big one.
Excellent, Rio.
Big one, and you're gonna have to go deep. So you're going onto the Rosa Blanca, basically you're going on the submarine.
My eyes twinkle with delight. I've been wanting to get on this submersible.
And
Meanwhile, I'm sweating bullets. I don't like the idea of being caught inside effectively a metal tube underwater.
You can stay here, pretty boy.
And you're probably gonna need all the extra hands anyway. Let's just get this over with.
No. Bear in mind, it can only that submersible can only fit 8, and there's still the crew that has to run it.
How many can we bring on this expedition?
3 of you.
Understood. You know, Carlo can sit this one out. Carlo is tired.
Are you tired, Carlo, or are you tired?
Carlo is indeed very sleepy, yes.
Ivan pats him on the back and says, "Don't worry, Carlo. I'll keep you company."
Well, I'm heading down for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. It's Rio.
And when you go on to the submersible, obviously the first thing to note is that unlike a regular ship, this thing is very cramped, which is saying something because even a regular ship can be pretty cramped. But you are
Honestly,
told.
between the as part of military training, like, you don't have a whole lot of room, so you're kind of stuck as sharing like 2, maybe 3 guys in the same room, if even that.
But for those who intend on doing this particular unorthodox form of fishing, that is going to be resolve and sailing.
Oh, come on. What about aim?
Well, the first thing is you're going to have to be getting a suit on.
Ah, fair enough. Resolve and sailing, coming right up.
Mm-hmm. And I think you all have seen those diving suits.
The big bell ones?
Yep.
3 raises.
2 raises.
2 raises.
Not bad.
Actually, I get a reroll because of the simple fact that I have max on sailing.
Cool.
I have 3 points on sailing, so I'm going to roll a d10.
Oh yeah, that is a thing. We get to re-roll a die if we have 3.
4
I keep on
raises.
forgetting.
All right. So it doesn't take much to get up to put the thing on, but you do feel the weight of it.
All right.
Because, well, these are heavy ass suits.
Yeah.
Is it Big Daddy level of heavy? No, it's not that bad.
No, it's more like Big Sister.
Or show of hands, who here has worn armor?
Not I, Samurai.
No,
Partially.
Who has worn armor?
Yes.
Yes.
Like IRL or
IRL.
Mm-hmm.
no?
I mean, I take that back. I have worn leather bracers, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I wore a chain shirt before.
This is more akin to wearing plate.
Gotcha.
Ooh, heavy.
So when you're walking, it still feels kind of awkward. Like there's a bit more effort at each little step you take. Some of the crew does try to help you out by having you take baby steps, but the way that they're gesturing it's like teaching a child to walk.
Oh, baby's first steps.
Which, when you suddenly have 100 pounds more stuff on you, yeah, it may as well be baby's first steps. But eventually, you do get out, and you see what he meant by big ones. These are very large fish. Each of them about the size of a small child.
What are they?
Well, they're not carnivorous fish. There's that at the very least, but they are the kind that you usually see for sale for top dollar at fish markets along certain coasts.
Ah, giant bluefin tuna. Understood.
Yep.
Makes sense.
They cannot tune a piano.
But they can tuna fish.
But I'm ching.
Sorry, Charlie. Some of you who get that will.
Oh no, I get that. It's just well, I'll be frank. I find that to be low-hanging fruit.
Okay, Frank.
But for those of you who are going to try and harpoon these things, which is going to be using the harpoon gun, and you do hear before you head out, you do hear one of the sailors say, "Don't miss. It takes a while to get those things back."
Dang.
So that is going to be aim and resolve.
What about finesse?
You're underwater.
Fair. Alright. Rolling.
Unless you've taken several courses in underwater basket weaving, I don't think you could finesse things underwater.
4
Ooh,
raises.
2 raises.
I didn't realize Kosi came with us.
Ooh.
Yeah, Rio came with.
No. Javier. More specifically.
Oh.
But you do manage to skewer a couple and rope them back in. After which, getting them back onto the submersible, surfacing, and getting them onto Labelle proper. At which point the doctor ends up filleting them, hands the fillets over to someone who's going to hand them to the chef, and mainly takes a few bits, specifically some particular
innards
he uses to make an antidote to the poison. But I hope you all have strong stomachs if you're watching him do it, because he is still filleting a fish.
Keelan's used to this.
Carlo will have no. Yeah, Carlo and Keelan are probably used to this kind of thing. The others.
Carlo's taking notes.
You do notice that his knife work is a bit rough. Not in terms of
He's more used to people.
Being bad with it, but more of he's brute forcing it.
No, not like that. You're gonna ruin the meat. Oh.
He was more concerned about getting the glands he needed than the meat. The meat's just a bonus.
If Carlo knew this was going to happen, Carlo would have filleted himself.
Honestly, compared to the whatever happened in the Porte, watching an official get gutted is small time, really, when you think about it.
But as as you continue onward, some of the odd behavior still ends up happening, which has resulted in several sailors believing that this journey is cursed. And moreover, believing that the one particular person who's an old sea dog known as Old Rewal believes that they can pacify the curse by sacrificing the youngest.
Sees where Daisy's going.
We're not sacrificing anybody on this ship, Yoel.
A superstitious lot.
Yep.
Even for me.
And obviously, if they do, obviously their target for this is Piccolo.
As they would know her, Ricci.
But you can attempt to counter the crew on this, but that is going to be either wits and scholarship or patience and empathy.
Patience.
Sorry, not patience, panache.
Oh, you said the magic words! Carlo will attempt this.
So will
I'll attempt
Keelan.
it.
Oh, it didn't actually roll. What the heck?
Well, damn!
Go, Francis.
Go, Francis, go.
All right, settle down, everyone. Before we start
Oh,
this,
no, we're still waiting on. We're still waiting on one more roll.
Yeah, it wasn't rolling for me. Sorry. Give me a second. Da, 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 da. Not as good. I could technically reroll one of those, so I'm going to. Because I get a reroll on it. So that's here. Oh. Why did that shrink? Come on. Nope, that doesn't change it. That just makes it a 38. Okay, cool. Still pretty good.
Alrighty.
You do eventually talk them down. Although, what certainly helps is right in the midst of it, Lucian decides to crack his whip, which gets everybody to stop yelling.
Oh yeah, did we introduce Lucian to everybody else?
He's been there the whole time. He just doesn't.
I meant
he's
for
just
the
been
folk that
shouting.
weren't here last week.
Oh yeah.
He was there the whole time.
So, for those of you who weren't here last week, Lucian is effectively Francis's unwitting assistant due to a duel that they got into on the way to town. And as part of the terms of that duel, if Lucian lost, then he would pledge his services to Francis. He lost, and he is a man of his word.
There's more that can be said about most mercs.
Excuse me.
But as this is going on, you do hear a shout from the fronts, basically saying that there's black clouds up ahead.
That's the last thing we need.
Great.
Which which means that you guys are going to be, and unfortunately you can't just move around the cloud, so you're going to have to brute force your way going through a storm.
Joy.
Sailing and resolve?
Yep.
I'll roll it.
Carla will
And
lead
hold
this
on.
to-
And I
I'm
get
gonna
a
leave this to those who
reroll.
actually know what the fuck they're doing.
That takes it up to 4 raises.
Rio, looks like you can reroll that 3 if you want to.
I will. How do I do that?
Just roll a d10. On the left side, you'll see of the map, of the screen, sorry. You should see like a list of different icons.
Yeah.
Like, look for the one that looks like a d20 die. Should be like
It's second from the bottom.
second from the bottom. You click on it, and then just click d10.
Really?
I mean, it's still 3 raises, but wow.
The dice gods giveth and they taketh away, for they
Amen.
show no mercy. Amen.
No, I think the
RNGesus
dice
is
gods
not
are
with you.
mocking me.
But yeah,
They do that.
Keelan's got 4 raises.
But let's see, that's Keelan, Rio. So that's 3 raises from Rio. You said Keelan has 3 raises?
4.
Alright, 4.
You know what? Carlo is going to attempt to help.
What's the worst that can happen?
Being capsized in the middle of the ocean?
But yes, but Carlo's not gonna do that.
Sailing and resolve, you say?
Yep. If you've got hero points, it might be a good time to use them.
I used them all on potions, and I only got to use one of them. Haha! 1 raise. Better than nothing.
Alright. I think for this one everyone should do sailing and empathy because you're all on the ship. And all
thought
right in
it
the
was
middle
resolve.
of the storm. Oh yeah, resolve, sorry.
Use empathy and panache.
I mean, you can try to empathize with a storm if you want.
Carlo will empathize with the crew and use panache in order to cheerlead them. Yes.
Viva la revolution!
Viva la crew! Viva la capitan! Hey, Kosi did great.
Yeah, they did.
Look at that. Budding talent.
Looks like you could re-roll that 1 if you wanted
Only
to,
if they
Kosi.
have a 3 in sailing.
It looks like they do, because they rolled a 3 plus 3.
Fair enough.
I do.
Yeah, you can re-roll that
So
one.
just we're rolling.
Rolling, 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 huh. Rolling, rolling, roll. Ooh.
Oh, you were only supposed to roll a d10.
Oh.
Left side of the map, where you see the 20-sided die icon. Click on that, and it should bring up a list of a bunch of different die. Then you just click on the D10.
Oh, there it is. Just
Right.
10-sided, right?
Mm-hmm. So that would actually bring that 39 up to 42. So yeah,
Raises.
that's 4 raises. Yeah. Ember, did you
What?
have anything for sailing?
Let me check. Sailing. No, I'm nothing in sailing.
Fair enough.
In fact, I think Carlo would be instrumental in trying to help her help them keep their stomach in line.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Though if anyone needs to be have their stomach kept in line, it would probably be Francis.
Come on, I still managed to get 2 successes. I'm not that needy.
True enough. Anyway.
Then he rolls a nat fail.
But you end up spending a lot of time tying down and securing anything and everything you can, and it doesn't take long before a wave hits the deck. And because of the strength of the waves and the wind and the rain, you have a lot of people holding on for dear life to anything that they can. One of these sailors almost gets crushed by a cannon that ended up sliding. And in the irony of ironies, the guy who was insistent that they needed to do a sacrifice to appease the sea ends up falling overboard because he wouldn't listen when they were told get under the deck.
Good for volunteering.
He started shouting like a madman. Then the wave hit, and he's gone.
Thank you for volunteering yourself. How's
And
that
then
like?
mysteriously, the storm clears up.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I'm kidding. That was out of character, by the way. That was.
No, you're fine.
But with the passing of the thing, you all do notice that the tension that was there earlier about whether or not the journey was cursed seems to have gone away, because a lot of them were expecting a lot of dead from this kind of storm, but that didn't happen. Nobody even got wounded.
Except for that one guy.
Except for that one guy, but they were expecting more damage. So they must have instead of looking at the thing as being cursed, they're looking at Yule as if you are very, very lucky. Because remember, sailors, and I'm pretty sure each of us has heard the phrase, "There are no atheists in foxholes."
Carlos,
that's my first time hearing that.
Same, actually.
I've heard it before. Carlos going to check the brig just in case.
Which she is still there,
and still alive, I hope.
Oh yeah. Maybe spooked to hell, but she is there.
You should feel very grateful. They wanted to sacrifice you to the sea because they thought it was a curse. So think carefully. If you really want to stay quiet, huh?
But the next morning, you all look out to see a very heavy fog.
Rio kind of chews her lip a bit.
But the water around the ship is completely still, but because of the fog, you can't see much of anything but Jack and shit.
For some reason, Carlo wants to make some pea soup.
You know what the difference is between pea soup and roast beef?
Vegetables.
No,
Anyone can roast beef.
but not anyone can pea soup.
But but most of the crew is, even with the fog, is working as normal. But you notice an odd thing. Several men and women look incorporeal to you. But when you approach them about it, they don't seem to notice. And
Okay, something's up. I haven't touched boost in a week now. There's no way I could be hallucinating now.
It's not a hallucination, it's Rio shaking.
but you also, as the fog continues, smell the smell of blood.
I don't like this.
Arlo tries to
And-
follow the scent.
Mm-hmm. And as the scent is all over the place, and up in the sky you see what look like huge skeletal bats.
Arlo's
Who
going
just-
to go up to the captain and ask, "Are there any priests on the ship?"
The captain doesn't hear you. It's as if you are completely intangible.
Oh no.
All
It's
right.
just us, the party.
Question: Can we see and hear each other?
Yes.
Okay. So something's got us set apart from the rest of the crew for some reason.
Rio's shaking.
But just
You say
as
they look like skeletal bats?
Yep.
How big are the bats?
Probably huge.
Yeah, about the size of a grown man. If they're wrapped in their wings.
Peachy.
Carlo's going to grab one of those wooden, I don't know what you call them, those pin things that they keep along the side of the ship to use as emergency weapons,
Mhm.
and try to fling it at one of the bats to see if anything happens.
Well, you can't. You try to grab it, and your hand goes right through. And just as these things, some of them perch onto the mast, and others are just flying, essentially swooping and sweeping and diving around the ship. Just as this thing happens, all of a sudden, things clear. There's no fog. It's a clear sky. The water is still relatively still, at least still for an ocean. And everybody's doing what they were normally doing, just as if nothing happened at all.
Rio breathes a sigh of relief.
I'm starting to get the flashback of that dream sequence from a while back. You know the one.
Right. Keelan is going to make straight for the captain's quarters to see if they notice anything odd.
When you head in there, you see Annabelle doing her normal thing. She's asking, "Is there something wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost, woman."
I'm starting to wonder if I did, Captain. Now, for like the last 20 minutes, has it been normal happenings on the ship?
She tilts her head and goes, "Yes. What are you getting at?
No fog, no nothing.
Fog? There hasn't been fog all morning. What are you talking about?"
I proceed to explain to her what we just experienced.
Have you been on the booze again?
Captain, I've been fucking sober Painfully sober since the start of this trip.
And even if I did take a boost, I probably would have puked it all out anyway.
So you're telling me you've been stuck in a fog, dodging giant bats.
Captain.
I think you need to double check whatever alcohol. She does not believe you at all. She thinks you are completely full of shit.
Captain, check my fucking records, if you would. I haven't touched any of the damn rum. I was saving it for when we made landfall. Save for the little bit that the kitchens have been using for their cooking.
Arlo will go down into the brig once more to check to make sure that their little spy is still there.
She's there. She's just asleep.
Oh. And then he's going to go up to the captain's quarters to just give his story as well. Like, yeah.
Okay, either you all had the weirdest shared dream, or you end up experiencing something completely outside of the rest of us.
Have you ever heard of these skeletal bat things before? Because Carlos never heard of such a thing.
No.
Carlo thinks we either need to consult a priest or a wizard. Or wait, we don't call them wizards. A priest or a mage.
Neither of which are. Maybe you can find a priest when we make landfall, but.
Out of character, real quick. I just wanted to say when he said wizard, I was going to say better call the boys from the Emerald City District.
But here's what's going to happen. You all are going to get back to work. We are not speaking of this at all. It did not happen. The last thing the crew is already superstitious as it is. The last thing they need to hear is that you all got spirited away into some fog.
Understood, Captain, but I will be bringing it to your attention if it happens again. If
it happens again, make sure you're discreet about it.
Only your ears, Captain. I promise you that.
Carlo will promise not to scream about anything.
Alright, so Carlo and I probably should head up top and round up the others to tell them to keep their mouths shut.
Carlo will get Rio.
Rio is still kind of pale from earlier, but she nods. Believe me, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, the cotton doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not too eager to share that experience anyway.
Yeah, well, the captain doesn't want it getting out because of how superstitious the crew already is.
Got it, heads down.
The talk in more details once we all hit the port, and we could probably find a quiet spot.
There is someone Carlo thinks we should possibly talk to these about.
Let me guess, our little friend downstairs. Or below
No.
deck.
No. Because Carlo is worried that this might have ties to mysterious box thing.
Ah. You know, that's a good point. We probably should go speak with Matilda.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the only thing that Carlo could think of that could possibly have any kind of ties to these.
Of course, when you end up speaking with Matilda, she doesn't know what's going on either.
Alright, where's Henri?
Which, Henri on the other hand, he didn't go through the fog at all, but he has some idea because what you describe is not far removed from Zibalba, the underworld of the Zakani.
For the what now?
The underworld of the Zakani ethnicity.
What's up?
You all went into a new world version of hell for 20 minutes.
Are you shitting me?
Is there anything on the ship tied to the new world?
Henri, do you know what's in that chest?
No, they never let me in it. They just said it was something tied to the new world.
Alright.
The exact thing Carlo was worried about. Okay, cool.
Alright. Speaking of the new world, Henri, I would appreciate if, as I'm speaking, I've switched dialects to Old Vodach, which I know Henri can speak. I would appreciate it if you could teach me the language of where we're going.
I can do that. I can at the very least give you the basics. Teaching you full fluency would take years.
I catch on pretty quick.
He's not one for languages much, but...
Well, no. I'm speaking because the language that in question that Keelan wants to learn isn't shared very often. And Keelan's a linguist as it is, so...
Understood. Oh.
Like, being a natural polyglot will give you a bit of an advantage, but it still just means you get the basics in a little while in what might take a year for others.
Yeah.
But even if having the basics, it's kind of like having the equivalent of a basic phrase book.
Aye.
Or somebody who can just barely get by with conversational language phrases. But in the process of this, you do end up also during all of this, you do end up encountering what looks like the graveyard of a ship, but it's one that is a bit of an odd omen. It probably means that they must have gotten attacked, but it looks like the ship has been in just a floating about state for a long time, and the sailor's attitude is, let's pretend we didn't see it. None of them want to go
completely
near.
Understand this, yes.
Alright, I'm going to look up at the flags to see what the message they were flying.
There's no flags.
Huh.
They're not flying any colors at all?
No, it's like this. You essentially have a ship that's just floating, but there's nobody there.
Almost as if everyone was literally spirited away.
Rio pales and starts shaking.
Alright.
But
I want to see something, actually.
Oh no.
what do you want to see?
So, I'm going to go out on the limb here that it has to be some measure of human or something alive to be spirited off into the underworld, correct?
Probably, though you don't know that personally.
All right. Uh, Rio,
Yes.
from your vantage in the crow's nest, what can you see on the top deck?
She looks through her spyglass to see what she can see.
Monk, would that be a notice in, wits?
Yep.
Okay.
And you do, after a bit of checking, you do see that the ship is intact enough to keep floating and keep drifting, but there is nobody there.
No signs of clothing or anything? Like, bodies that could have been left on, bodies that could have, worn out on the, fuck me, come on now. There we go. Bodies that would have, decayed on board?
There's no bodies.
Okay.
What about the pantries? Are there, like, any food or powders or whatever
Nobody has gone on board.
Mm-hmm. Just from what you can see, it is the ship equivalent of an abandoned house.
Alright.
Rio looks over at Keelan, says, "There's nothing aboard. It's like it's completely empty."
Alright. Captain.
Yes?
Permission to take a vessel over to the ship. I'm gonna climb aboard and see what I can find. Maybe Captain's logs or anything. Hey, if you're too scared to come along, stay behind.
You can take one of the small ones. You've got 1 hour. If you're not back here by an hour, you're going to be very acquainted with that thing.
Aye, Captain.
Which you take a small rowboat that under normal circumstances would be used as like a life vessel, and swim over. When you get on the other ship, it looks like a merchant ship, but there's nobody there. When you look in the pantry, it's completely empty. When you go into the captain's quarters, you don't see anybody alive, but what you do see is a human-shaped automaton.
Okay.
What is this thing?
This now?
Who seems to be writing in what looks like a journal and paying no heed to you.
Alright. I am going to use some of my limited Atslan vocabulary to see if it'll answer. I know. Who are you? What are you?
You see it look up, look down and grab a piece of paper, write something down, then show it to you, saying, automata.
What language did it write it in?
What language is it in?
It's writing it in Avalon.
Okay, so you can speak Avalon then.
It nods.
What happened to the rest of the crew?
You see him write for a second, then hold up another sign.
And it reads?
All gone.
How long?
Flips it over, writes again, says, 365 solar cycles.
1 year, okay. Would you like to get off this ship?
And At which point it writes, yes.
Alright. You can come with us. What can I call you?
He writes, I don't have a name.
Alright, we'll figure that out later. Because I've got a shitload of questions for you, but I've only got a limited time frame to move in. Where are the captain's logs?
You see him point to a bookshelf.
Alright. Who all came with me?
I did.
Alright. Anybody else?
Arlo tentatively, yes.
Okay. Start grabbing
So we all came.
Start grabbing everything off the bookshelf. I'm gonna go, Actually, no.
How are you going to explain this to the Capitan and the crew? Because they are very superstitious and...
We'll get our answers if we read it. Actually, you, go double check the pantry, see if there's any dry goods still, available. He said it's only been a year. The rest of y'all help me start gathering up these journals.
Arlo will go to the pantry.
Oi!
Alright, so book collecting time.
Yep. I look at the automaton.
Gold mine.
Let's call you Otto. Otto, O-T-T-O, by the way.
Octavius?
No, automaton.
Abby Normal.
No, Otto Mata. Alright. So
Alright, I'll get the blindfold.
let's get Otto above deck and over to the back aboard to our ship.
We took a very small ship here, yes?
Aye?
Will this entity not be too heavy?
Good question. How many kilos you weigh?
He writes 100.
200 pounds? Yeah, it's gonna have to be 2 trips.
Okay. Carlo will help get everything together. You bring them over in the first trip and explain to the Capitan what the heck this is. Yes.
Don't worry, Carlo. We're not gonna leave you behind. So...
Carlo's just not wanting to be there when the shitstorm hits, yes.
Alright. So, Keelan is going to bring our new friend Otto over with the boatload of journals that they got from the captain's quarters. So that way, Annabelle can read through them and find out what might have happened to the rest of the ship. While I'm pretty positive both Keelan and Javier are going to be having an absolute field day asking Otto questions.
You absolutely better believe it.
And Rio, I was just gonna say that Rio's been observing all this silently through the spyglass and the crow's nest, and when she sees that it's not a ghost ship, she relaxes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically it is a ghost ship.
You know what I mean. Not a traditional ghost ship.
Ah.
Not a traditional.
Yeah. But as far as what you learned about it, apparently the ship was crossing into the new world. Then all of a sudden, everyone just disappeared, and a lot of the stuff on the ship disappeared as well, except for him.
Huh.
Don't suppose that you have any mention of a fog or something that may have taken place?
There was dense fog, but that was it.
All right. Keelan hands Otto some paper and a bit of charcoal. Do you have a voice box that can be fixed?
He writes, "No."
Damn.
But as this goes on, you do see ships in the distance which are coming toward you.
Oh.
Oh, Carlo does not like the look of that.
The ships having black flags.
Pirates?
And that is possibly, and that is where we're going to leave it off for now.
Da-da-dun, dun, da-da-dun, dun, da-da-dun, dun, da-da-dun.
So we will be back here with this next week. And of course, tune in tomorrow for the continuation of Fated Continuum, where Zan and I are going to be looking at adapting Final Fantasy IV within the Legend Edition framework. And there will be a few other surprises along the way. So until then, on behalf of the good brothers present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Rating?